Ross.
And I'm AJ Finney.
And this is
Hippie?
Not Hippie. Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 30 of Hippie, Not Hippie.
Yeah! This fucking altitude.
Yeah?
It's taking my breath away.
Yeah, dude, you sound like shit.
I do. My wife said this morning my voice sounds like a F-250 going down a gravel road.
Yeah, you told me that, and I was like, why the fuck did she say an F-250, not an F-150
I
or
think it's a diesel. I must sound like a diesel.
Oh, I thought that was a plane. I was like, what is that, F-250?
Yeah, it's a Ford.
I thought it was a fighter jet. Okay.
It's a Ford truck, and I always imagine them being like a white one too. Like when it's like every 250 is like a white 250.
Oh, it's 250 with like multiple wheels on?
Yeah, the dually.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
All right. Well, we're here again live at the Vail Comedy Festival in beautiful Vail, Colorado. When does that happen, Zach?
It happens every Memorial Day weekend.
Every Memorial Day weekend. You couldn't make it this weekend? Be sure and check it out in 2024. Sitting with us this morning, thanks for coming out. We have from Nashville, Tennessee, Brad Sativa. And from Los Angeles, California, you may have seen him on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, Rob Haze, everybody.
Hey.
Yeah, we here in this.
Yeah, it is 10:45 in the morning, and
After a wild night.
yeah, we had a late night
Right.
last night.
Yeah.
So
And we drinking whiskey.
Yeah.
We drinking 10 Mountain.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
10th Mountain, sorry.
cheers, everybody.
Yeah.
Mountain.
Yeah, you know, we need to. I think
Double digits.
I think we need to always.
I'm 9
I
years.
think we need to always do. We need to find a tasting room in Colorado to do our podcast because I'm loving this shit.
Dude, it's great. Yeah, thank
We're
you.
in
Tom, the
Colorado.
amazing bartender here at the tasting room at 10th Whiskey here. Opening up their space for us to do this. We like to get started off with plugs. What do you guys have coming up?
I don't got no hair plugs. I got, I'm taping an album, /special/ if y'all don't act right, then nothing in Atlanta on August 11th. It's 2 shows, one at 7, one at 10. And then I'll be in Toronto the next night, August 12th. Also, I have the Inconsistent podcast with Rob Haze. It's totally on brand. It comes out whenever it comes out. You get it when you get it.
Find it when you find it. Where
Find
are
it
you going to
when you
be when
find
you're
it.
taping your special? I know you said Atlanta. What's the venue?
Oh, the Earl, the East Atlanta Restaurant Lounge. It's on Flat Shoals Road. Really dope venue. Some cool people have done some specials there recently. This one's not gonna look like those, but it's gonna feel great.
Okay, awesome. Brad?
Yeah, what's up? Yeah, man. I have like a lot of stuff coming up, but it's also stuff that just like secretive. Like I do the Don't Tells in Nashville, so I got Don't Tells for the rest of the summer.
Those are so fun.
Yeah. It's and then we doing some real special stuff in Nashville. We're getting like some venues that a lot of people don't have access to. I don't know how they're giving it to us, but they give it to us.
What are some of the craziest venues that you've done a Don't Tell in?
Or can you not tell?
Oh yeah, we can tell for sure. I don't know, man. Like, this is why I feel like I felt that now if you contact like women owners, they get the vision. So I've done a lot of like boutique, like retail spots. A lot of like what's the crazy one? We did a hipster lingerie shop. Where all the lingerie, when I say hipster, I just mean that it was made out of like velvet and shit. It wasn't lace, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's like.
Yeah, it's like what the
terribly
I was like,
warm.
what the fuck does that mean? Skinny
called-
jeans, lingerie.
Y'all doing shows at Fredericks of Hollywood?
Yeah.
No, it's called
Unique
Solstice. No, we gotta look it up. Like everybody, look it up. It's Solstice Intimates. Solstice Intimates.
Okay.
And,
All right.
Yeah, and so that's where. So yeah, we did it there. Yeah, that's probably one of the wildest ones that we did. But yeah, it was very hipster lingerie.
Whoever thought that would do so well? Just advertising that there's a comedy show without them knowing who's going to be there. Just the brand itself.
Do you still have because the original Don't Tell like backdrop poster that the first one I performed in just looked like somebody like
Like with the secret, yeah.
Yeah, it looked like somebody from like the Catholic Church. Like, hey, don't tell anybody.
I have been doing don't tells that long, so I did have that. But then they was like, you can just throw it away. So I think they're gonna send us like a neon light soon.
I think enough of us comics made fun of it that they eventually were like, all right, we gotta get some new marketing materials. So
yeah, it was like it looked like what is that shit called? What's the one? It's the movie that earned it. I know the damn song. I don't even know. 20. What was it? 50 Shades of Grey. It's like a 50 Shades of Grey cover or something.
Okay.
yeah.
What about you, Zach? What do you got going on?
We've got the Black Hills Comedy Festival coming up, so come on out to that. That's going to be the 22nd through 24th in South Dakota. So, yeah, come check that shit out. And thanks to everybody who came out to see me headline at Comedy Works on June 8th.
Yeah.
In case this comes out at a different time, I'm still plugging it. Whatever.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Black Hills out there, man.
Yeah.
You know, they'll never get talked about. Not enough, you know.
Have you been?
No, I haven't been. I just, you know, I'm rooting for everybody black, the Black Hills. You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And you can catch me in Tampa, Florida, headlining Side Splitters Comedy Club this weekend.
Luxurious Tampa.
Luxurious Tampa, Florida.
Heck yeah.
So, right out the gate here, we usually just like to kind of get a feel for our guests and ask like kind of what your first memory of encountering a hippie or your first memory of hippies or and what kind of connotation that had for you.
I had a very like TV idea of what a hippie was for a long time. Like I don't know when I found out who Willie Nelson was, but I feel like I always knew who he was. Like I would see him on TV all the time and be like, "That's a hippie." Like I always thought of hippie as like a thing that like from the '60s, '70s, tie-dye shirt, Woodstock, smoking weed. You know, like that was my idea of hippie. It wasn't until Currency made the song where he said, "I'm a modern day hippie," that I even thought I could be considered a hippie.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Does Currency lay down why he's a modern day hippie?
He kind of just brags about it. He's kind of just like you know, I smoke all like this when weed was illegal, and he's just like I'm a modern day hippie, and then you know, so then I just kind of I don't know, and also like hipster kind of has hippie in it, you know, like hip is like slang for you know for cool. Knows what's
For
going
cool
on.
lingerie.
No, tapped in. Knows what's happening. Yeah. So you know, I have a really broad idea of what it is now.
Yeah.
Right.
When you saw Willie Nelson, was it like a positive thing that Willie Nelson was a hippie, or was it like, oh, there's that dirty hippie Willie Nelson?
No, well, the way people react to him and the way like people always were surprised when he got corporate looks. It just always felt like, oh, he made it through the cracks, you know?
I went to a Willie Nelson concert once.
Okay.
And as far as like people in the crowd, is like one of the nicest like groups of people that I've ever like. People are in such a good mood at a fucking Willie Nelson concert. It like blew my mind. Like I was like walking down the stairs and there was somebody smoking weed and I was like, hey, because I used to work at Red Rocks and then I would get in for free like 15 minutes before the headliner and get to watch the show, but like we didn't have seats and shit and like. So I just asked this guy, I was like, oh, hey, can I hit that joint? And he goes, yeah, you can hit this joint. He's like, do you not have any weed? And I was like, no, I don't have any weed. And he's like, oh, well, shit. Hit this. And he's like, here's 2 joints just for later, man. And he just like gave me 2 joints.
That's
and then,
crazy.
Yeah, and then like right after that, this woman almost like bumps into me. This like she's like 50 years old. She looks like like a mom.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And she like bumps into me. She's like, "Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I'm just tripping so hard on mushrooms right now."
Hey man, see that's the good hippies right there.
And yeah, and people just fucking love that guy. It's like such a positive concert. I don't know, one of the
So are you telling me that Willie Nelson ain't nothing like a Taylor Swift concert.
Yeah. My dog's name's Willie Nelson.
Okay.
Yeah, Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings. Those are my two little dogs.
Yeah, man.
Dang, your dog's got first and last names.
Yeah.
That's outlaw country. That's what they call it.
It's weird because on their papers it says Willie Nelson Finney and Waylon Jennings Finney, and I'm like, I wonder if they're mad that we added the last name.
Yeah. You messed it up. It's like you got to put a hyphen in it.
Right. Now, how you grew up in Atlanta, right?
I grew up in Atlanta.
So your first memory of seeing Willie Nelson tied to a hippie happened in Atlanta.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What age would you say that popped up? Just out of curiosity.
It had to be early. It had to be before 8.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it had to be early.
Before
like he had
double
to
digits.
do something with the Muppets or something, and I just
Oh,
was
you know
like,
what I think?
something.
I think he popped in on Sesame Street once.
Okay, it might have been Sesame Street, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm just trying to learn ABCs. Here come this old dude, 2 ponytails, living his life a little different. But it was a different time. Carlin was on Shining Time Station. Like it was just, they were slipping stuff in.
Yeah.
It was bad. Yeah, shit was better back then. You know what I'm saying? Before everybody ruined it. Everybody done ruined it.
This is the beginning of the old, not old podcast. Back then it was just better.
It was because
Yeah, I was younger.
no. I just remember people, everybody. You could just like artists, and everybody business just wasn't out in the street. And everybody, it just like. Not everything is about politics and you know what I'm saying, where it's like some people I don't even need to know. I don't even care. They're not even I don't want them outside of what they do.
Right.
Any information. Like I don't go for them for advice. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
yeah, it's everything.
Well, yeah, there used to just be like some sort of tabloid that'd be like, they're cheating or they're fucking, but you never knew if it was true or not. And now it's like here's all their text message history and fucking, like
that get in your iCloud.
The tabloids, they used to be next to like Bat Boy and the UFO sighting.
Just the news, that black and white paper. Like aliens and shit, Bigfoot.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good when tabloid. Like I said, you knew that shit wasn't real. It could be real, couldn't be, it could not be.
We saw JFK on the beach. I don't know if y'all saw it.
Also, Tupac is fucking this person. It was better. Right. It was just better. Yeah.
I think some of it comes down to social media now, because everyone's a producer and everyone's like, oh, I can just make this up.
Yeah,
someone, if I can get 1,500 people to like it and think it's real, then it'll take off.
That's enough.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Brad?
Well, it's kind of I don't know. I feel that when I found out about hippies, it was the most corporate way.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, because I was maybe third.
Birkenstock? No.
Close. No. It was maybe third or fourth grade, and maybe fourth or fifth. But it's when Grateful Dead.
Okay.
They came back out. They had that resurgence, right when Jerry Garcia died. So it was like 20-some years, 25.
So this would have
longer than 25.
1995 would have been the end of it.
Yeah.
That's when he passed.
Yeah. So around that time.
It's August 8th. It's a beautiful day.
But that's when the shirts started popping up, and just everybody in my school was just wearing Grateful Dead shirts.
And that was a resurgence right after the passing.
Yeah, the research, right, and then also Tom Petty had it's the Mary Jane song.
Oh yeah, Last Dance with Mary Jane.
Last Dance with Mary Jane.
Yeah.
And so all of that was popping off when I was in early, late elementary school, early middle school, and so that's how I found that. Cause I was the only black dude in my grade.
And for clarification, I know you're in Tennessee now. Is that
born and raised?
Born and raised in Nashville.
Yeah, born and raised, not Nashville. I was born and raised in the country, in the back country of Tennessee. But then when
Jerry died, they got colorful.
It was just you could just see all these kids that knew nothing about Grateful Dead. It was something their parents got them into.
Yeah.
And
Garth Brooks shirts out.
Yeah, I went to one of them schools. Yeah, it'd be half of them wearing that, half of them wearing NASCAR shit. You know what I'm saying? Very country. But I remember, I guess the first truly hippie thing that I kind of got is my home when I first started smoking weed. My homeboy mama used to be one of the moms that they would smoke weed with us. We was like 14.
Shout out to all the moms that let us smoke weed.
Yeah.
She used to listen to what's the motherfucker's name? Pink Floyd. And so we listen to a lot of Pink Floyd, Uncomfortably Numb and all that, like real, like, so I would say that's probably my first true living of a hippie experience. Right?
Okay.
So, yeah.
And what age? You said around 14?
That's when I first started smoking weed.
Okay. And just out of that time, so you started doing that, you're smoking with your friend's mom, you've already been kind of introduced to the Grateful Dead and the loud tie-dyes. Was it positive or negative in your head or just neutral?
It was neutral because I still I'm real black, so I listen to a lot of like still Southern rap music.
Okay.
That was my main music that I always listened to. But I always like if something was written well, I would be open minded.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? So because I love lyrics, I love words. So it's like even like the Waylon Jennings and was it Chris Christopherson and all them like they actually a good songwriters. So I can listen to that kind of country. But like this new shit, I couldn't listen to that shit.
And like what rap artists were you listening to at that time?
Oh man, back then, definitely Tupac. You talking about Gangsta Pat, that is a Memphis rapper, underground. Tommy Wright III, 3-6 Mafia.
Mafia.
Yeah, man, like I was heavy Tennessee Southern rap like back then. Like that's when around the time that like Atlanta really started popping out, like with the Pastor Troy's. The real underground, like the real underground of Atlanta. Before Outkast, yes, they are like amazing group, but I'm talking about the ones that you can only get at certain record stores. Them type of albums.
Oh yeah, when I was 14, like Outkast was my shit.
Oh yeah, still.
When I just went through Atlanta for my first time a few months ago, and I was like, the whole time I was in Atlanta, I'm like, we're only listening to fucking Outkast.
Fire.
Yeah, they have so many good albums. You can listen to Outkast for like fucking 8 hours and not repeat some
That's
shit.
what I miss. I miss albums where it's like you can just let the motherfuckers play.
Yeah.
They have a few little comedy sketches on them. They had like everything.
So I came out, I'm almost 45. I'll be 45 this year. So like Yo MTV Raps was hot when I was younger. NWA was hot. But the first album that turned me on to like rap or gangster rap was Eazy-E's Easy Does It. And
Slept on.
Dude,
Slept on. It's like Straight Outta Compton Part 2.
So hard. Like, imagine me on a blue BMX bike riding around a dirt road listening to that, just feeling hard. It was so funny to me.
Boy, you should have known by now. Easy Does It.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's the type of music I miss when people like when making music was a real big deal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like where it's like, no, we only get studio time for this amount of time, so we got to go in there and make this shit happen.
You mentioned the sketches. I loved the story arc of those. Like with Eazy-E, there was always a theme for a lot of the songs.
I like
they were
that.
robbing a bank at one point.
Eazy-E refers to himself as a criminal. Like other rappers they don't do that no more. They don't be like, yo, I be out here committing crimes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Book me.
Well, yeah. It was still new then. Yeah, they didn't know what was there.
Someone just got sent. Some rapper, God, I'm blanking on his name, just got sentenced to 6 years for dealing drugs, and I was like, fuck yeah, that's good.
What? What kind of hippie are you?
No,
Drugs? What are you doing, dog? The war on drugs. I'm that type of hippie. I'm a war on drugs hippie.
No, not
Rob is getting fired up right now.
Not that he got
Increase the
busted, but then
sentences,
not that he got busted.
That kind of hippie, dog. I'm outside of the GOP, smoking my joint. You know what I'm saying? I'm that type of
him a
hippie.
Bill Walton hippie. He called him a Bill Walton hippie.
Yeah.
Them Phil Jackson hippies.
Come on, man.
Dude, I met Bill Walton.
Yeah, man.
He's a wild dude. I love the fact that, Rob, you seem so like mild-mannered and passive, and then all of a sudden it just went, and I was like, fuck you, redline.
It's that 10th mountain kicking in.
I liked that he was rich from rapping, and then he was still like, I'm gonna deal drugs. You know, like that. Rappers, like DMX got caught running guns, like fucking. I don't know. I think
DMX was a real wild boy though. So it was like,
yeah,
it won't be no rappers like that no more because it's too much surveillance for rappers. They won't even get away with that much crime no more.
Also, rappers don't read Bram Stoker's Dracula anymore. You could tell, like DMX took that book seriously.
Yeah, man. yeah. They do too much Dragon Ball Z and shit like that.
Yeah. DMX was in a tub full of blood. It was like, yo, Tupac was in a tub full of chains. Yeah. That was a little weird. DMX in a tub full of blood. I'm scared.
I heard this story from. I was working with Tammy Pescatelli once, and she was telling me that she did like a USO like army tour with DMX in Iraq. Mm-hmm. And she was a comic, and he was rapping or whatever. And they're like in a Humvee, like going through like a dangerous part of Iraq, and they got like ambushed and shit. And they were like, get on the floor of the Humvee. And like, she was getting on the floor of the Humvee. She looked, DMX just got out of the fucking Humvee and took off running into the desert. She said, like,
that man from Yonkers, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he didn't, man. He was like, what? What? Get at me, dog. Yeah, man. Like, they should have gave him a strap. I would have trusted him in that kind of, give him a gun.
Don't worry about this. I got him.
Is he running towards the people, or is he running away from them?
He just like ran away. Like, he just like took off, and then they had to like stop and find DMX in the desert.
They didn't give him no gun. I don't blame him. Like, don't trust nobody. I don't know. I missed it. But the craziest deal, when I knew DMX was like on some other shit, it was that year he dropped 2 albums in the same year. His debut year.
98.
Yeah, he dropped 2 albums in the same year. Both of them hit #1. But the second fucking album, he was like, I got blood on my hand and there's no remorse. I got blood on my dick because I fucked the corpse. I'm a nasty nigga. I'm like, whoa, hold on. What the fuck did I just hear from my adolescence mind? I'm like, hold on. That's the wildest, nastiest shit I ever heard in my life. You know what I'm saying? So that's what, every time I think about DMX, like, he is one of my favorite, like overall rappers, but it's like, that's the craziest shit I ever heard in my life. And I was like, God damn, that's a wild boy.
Yeah.
So we were talking about comedy sketches on rap albums. What's your rap album like with you think has the best comedy sketches on it? It's the
Project Pat, first one. Not Mr. Don't Play, but Getty Green.
Getty Green?
Yeah.
Francis Manassas.
It was so funny, man. Like, this is Francis Manassas calling from some records. Man, we want to sign you to a deal. I hope it ain't about a record deal. Like, 7,000? Is that all? Yeah, I just never forget it. It just like it was so wild because they was trying to, the whole thing that they was making fun of all these big record labels because everybody know 3 6 was underground for a better part of maybe close to 10 years before they ever got discovered. So it came to a point where they became popular and all of these record labels was wanting to sign them and they were just making fun of that. Like, y'all didn't want to sign us for 10 years, but now all of y'all calling us. So it's kind of good to see that trajectory from seeing them from white tapes. When I used to get them white tape labels with typewriter on it, but then like now like everybody fighting for them. It was like wild to see like an underground people go to like that national level.
So like when you say white tapes, like bootlegs?
It's like it's not even bootlegs. That's just how they came out. Like they made them in mass with the little white tapes. They'll get the labels that would have 3 6 Mafia, 666 back then. That's what they called it. It's a 666 Mafia typed on there, Mystic Styles, and that was
Mystic Styles. That's crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
I think Doggy Style is the sketches that I remember like the most. Like,
that was funny.
This is DJ Easy Nuts.
That was good.
It's
I
like
thought Eminem's the Slim Shady album was funny. There was a couple of albums that the who are the Juggalos?
Oh, ICP.
ICP. There was one album that I remember listening to, and I couldn't take it seriously. I was like, if this was comedy, it's pretty funny.
Man, ICP said they did a song with 3 6, and he was like, I want to stick an umbrella inside of you and open it.
Right?
I'm sick like a diseased Ethiopian. I'm like, what the hell did I just hear?
And you hear that and you go, there's no, what?
These clowns are mean.
Yeah, stick an umbrella in you and open it. I'm like, hold on, bro. That's just like, it was like, oh, Lord, ICP. Oh.
I remember they used to sell their toys at Spencer's, and I always used to, I didn't want to find out about a group that already had an action figure. I was like, I'm late. I'm clearly late. If they making action figures, I'm late in the game when it comes to this group.
Yeah.
I remember Kanye College Dropout. Those skits were such a part of that album. Like, they were so funny, and like everybody thought D-Ray was Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't doing nothing with your life, nothing with your life.
That's one thing I do remember. I was in college when that album came out, so it was like, you trying to tell me to drop out, bro? I'm too much in debt. It's too much in debt.
I was in college. How old are you, Brad?
I'm 39.
39? Yeah. Me too.
So yeah, it's. I just remember being but once I guess when I seen that documentary, it made it all make sense that man was like had that album for like 3 years and nobody believed in it, and they didn't like. It was just crazy, but like it made sense. And they'd be like, "Oh no, one of that album was fucking perfect."
Yeah,
because he knew it for like 3 years. He knew every word, every beat, every drop, and he would just do it and perform it in front of everybody that would listen. So it made me really respect. Like I like Kanye as an artist, but as a person, I think he's a fucking lunatic. But I also think he's a genius. And like when it comes to fashion, like I understand what Kanye is, but I never liked him as a person. Right. And I understand but that first album is like it was a masterpiece. It was like, but you can tell why it was a masterpiece because he literally did that album for like 3 years.
Well, I think there's a fine line with genius too. Like it's like you can ride that line and still be popular and accepted, and then when you step one way or the other, all of a sudden you're going to lose people.
I like arrogant people from a distance. Yeah, like I don't want to be dealing with the arrogant person. I don't want to be around an arrogant person. But from my TV screen, that's what I want to see. Yeah. Kanye West, Deion Sanders, T.O., The Rock, like the villain Rock, like the corporate eyebrow Rock. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? The Rock. Like I love that from a distance.
I love it. You brought up T.O.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about T.O. in a long time.
But all because though everybody did paint T.O. as one of the biggest villains, but T.O. never did anything for real. He never got caught DUIs. He never got caught hitting women. He never got caught in any kind of legal
Wasn't there
trouble.
like something with cocaine, or was that all just like?
Hey man, you keep bringing up these drugs, we're gonna take your hippie card. You know what I'm saying? First you happy that Fetty Wap got locked up. Now you out here, you know what I'm saying, trying to put cocaine on T.O. You don't even know if it goes, but you trying to throw it on him. I don't appreciate it. Your man knew he was getting a touchdown when he put a Sharpie in his sock.
Yeah,
it's a lot of receivers. They don't know when they're gonna get a touchdown.
You might not get no catches.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, pass me the Sharpie from the side. It's not the same.
He did sit-ups in his driveway. That's one of the most controversial things that he did. So it's like, that's the thing. It's like T.O. he crazy, but it's like he never did nothing that really was against the law. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really caught him. I think everybody do cocaine. Like every white dude I meet,
that's not true. That's not true. I want to say to the people at home, I have never done cocaine, okay? And I don't plan to do it until I clear $2 million in the bank. So if you want to see me high on cocaine, hit up that cash app.
I never done cocaine either, though. That's true fact.
I've never done coke.
Yeah, I'm a true that's why I'm a black hippie. I only do weed and mushrooms, and that's kind of my cutoff.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
Because it's natural.
Yeah, and it's just
of the earth.
It's of the earth, and you know it's a controllable thing. Like ain't nobody like stepping on weed. Ain't nobody stepping on mushrooms for the most part.
How you controlling mushrooms?
You said what now?
You can't. Once it's in you though, it kind of takes control.
I think with mushrooms you control the dose.
You control the dose.
Okay.
You can build it up. That's what I'm saying. But and also like I said, people ain't stepping on it. It ain't got no additives and stuff in it. Like,
you can't put fentanyl. Well, I mean, you probably could, but fentanyl.
But that'd be expensive.
Come on, man. You giving the villains ideas, dog. Don't do that. Leave my caps alone.
Yeah.
No, that's why those mushrooms were so good last night. They had fentanyl.
Boomtown.
I be so busy. I can't wait till I'm not busy enough like that I could trip again. I haven't done shrooms in so long because I've just been so busy.
I microdose. I'll do shrooms throughout the week sometimes. It's like just to keep it going.
So I've tried cocaine once or twice, but the best way.
Those are the ones trying to get it off the streets. Those are the ones like I've tried it a couple times, and dog T.O., Fetty Wap, everybody who's doing it, I got to get them out of here.
So if cocaine came in its natural form, like I've done it one time that way. I had a friend who came.
Did you?
Somebody at the bar had a bag of coca leaves. And like I took a fucking wad and put it in my gum, and like that's a nice way to do cocaine. But you're not sniffling.
But that's how the help do it. Like the people who
makes the cocaine.
No, I know. The people who actually pick the cocaine, they have to work so long hours. They eat the coca leaves to give them energy throughout the process, so they can work 14 hours.
I love that Rob's like, I know cocaine's expensive, and if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna make sure I have enough money to do it right.
It's
I'm too old now.
It's just if I don't have a certain amount of money in the bank, I know that's where my high is gonna be blown off of. It's like, yo, what are you doing with your life? Blah, blah, blah. Like, I want to just be someplace where, like, I don't got to worry about that. Something happens. I'm always scared. Like, you know, how they told you, like, hey, some people, the first time they do it, boom, heart can't take it. That's it. I don't want to be that person, and then everybody like, dang, and we owe all these people money like, now. It's crazy.
Rob's heart is so weak.
I've been pushing it to the test out here.
Yeah, man.
With this elevation, I've never felt my heart so much. I'm like, hey, buddy,
Rob was
okay?
hitting the oxygen before the podcast.
Yeah.
Man, I felt like Lizzo was sitting on my chest. So
I got a question because I was a fan of Neon Dion. You know, he's coaching Boulder now.
Oh yeah.
What did he do? Like I know he got brought up as a villain. I don't remember what he did that was.
I mean, he was just a really good.
He's just
player,
flamboyant. Like
and talked a lot of shit.
Some people like they alter culture.
Okay.
And they alter like it becomes they alter culture so much it becomes pop. Like Dion. Wasn't nobody wearing all them wristbands and wearing like all the aesthetics of football. He looked like he was like a fucking robot. He had the face guards, and he created where everybody wanted to play defensive back. Everybody wanted to play wide. Everybody wanted to get. You start seeing linemen acting like they're athletic, putting on all these wristbands like they finna go and catch an interception. He put a cool factor onto football, and then the celebration dance where he just he was just so important for football to take it to the next level and was a genuine star.
Well, I feel like Bo Jackson kind of helped with that too.
Bo Jackson did, but he fucked his hip up.
Bo Jackson didn't have like the same kind of attitude.
You know, like he didn't have charisma.
Like Dion was out here rapping with Hammer and like dancing and putting the ball back like you could grab it, but he's just so fast. I think what happened with the Boulder thing is Dion was telling us one thing. He was saying, hey, as Jackson State coach, I'm gonna like revolutionize this program. I'm going to like turn this around. He brought a lot of attention, a lot of money, and a lot of eyes to that small program, a lot of really talented assistant coaches. And then he left not even within like 4 years. So it's like to really turn around a program and turn around, a whole idea of college football at a small school like that, a black HBCU like that, it would take way longer than 3 years. So I think people problem with it was they felt like he used it as a stepping stone instead of and he wasn't forthcoming with that. They would always ask him, are you gonna go to a Power 5? And he'd be like, why do I need to go to a Power 5? And then immediately he goes to Colorado. So I think people had an issue with that. But also it's weird because it's a lot to put. It would take him like 30 years to make the program, to change people's minds and revolutionize college football, get a rival, get some other rivals, get all the recruits to go, and what that would turn into and where that money would go as far as the school versus football program and all that type of stuff. And going to Colorado, you don't got to worry about that. He just got to worry about football. So it's just, he was selling people on a dream, but at the same time, as the individual, he's still breaking ground being Colorado's coach.
Yeah, I think though, I'm one of the people on the other side. I think he should have left, and the reason why I think he should have left is because you can't ask somebody to come out of their pocket. That man was coming out of their pocket. They, during the summer, they didn't even have their water. The water wasn't working in Jackson. Okay, Jackson, the town of Jackson. So they was actually taking baths in the swimming pool.
The pool at the hotel.
The pool at the hotel. So it's like you a college coach and you can't even get your team. It's like you got to get out of there.
Showers.
Like the water in the whole city though.
Yeah,
it's like it was just
a Flint-like situation that they had with the water out there. But then on the other hand, people are like, how could you leave them? They don't even got water. Like, what are you doing?
That's what I'm saying. He's not a politician though, and he has he do have he got 2 sons. He got 2 sons. One of them definitely could be in the pros. One that plays quarterback. So he as a father, he has still responsibility to putting his son in the best position as a father.
His son's at CU, right?
You don't have to be your son's coach. You don't have Tom Brady's dad wasn't out there.
But Tom Brady.
Dan Marino's dad wasn't out there.
Tom Brady.
John Elway's dad wasn't out there. John Elway's dad might have been on the side, he wasn't the head coach.
John Elway's a bad example. John Elway told them, my son will never play for fucking Indianapolis, so you better not draft him. Indianapolis, he will not come.
Right. He said he would play baseball.
He'll play baseball.
But he wasn't coaching.
But he was coaching them too.
Archie Manning wasn't out there at Tennessee coaching. Like, to be a great quarterback, your dad don't have to be involved.
But what they did was...
It's quarterbacks without dads.
But what they do, though...
Somebody quarterbacking without a father.
But what did they do, though? David Cutcliffe coached both Manning brothers. He left Tennessee to go to Ole Miss to coach the other one.
Okay.
I'm just saying, but that's
Archie at the house.
But that's cool, though. It's cool to do that, but he still, even though he wasn't coaching them, he still made sure that he had good coaching, and they had.
Deion can do that. Deion got everybody's phone number.
Tom Brady
could call somebody. Deion could have called whoever was the coach in Colorado and be like, "Hey, my son coming over there."
Tom Brady is his son's coach.
The only time your dad needs to be the coach is if you're fucking bad.
Right.
My fucking midget or little people football. I don't know what the fuck is up.
Hey, what you already said, you can't go back and fix it.
Yeah, you could
what you already messed up. I don't know personally, but I think if you offended, like going back and saying it, it helps a little bit. But it's already out there. We know what your mind says.
Say you're recovering. You're a recovering midget word user.
Get this cocaine off the streets. People out here dropping M-bombs. It's crazy out here.
So this kid was so fucking bad, and we all hated him because we knew the only reason he was the quarterback was because his dad, and he would fumble like every time he got hit, he would fumble. And not only would he fumble, he would cry.
He was a little guy on a regular sized football team?
No, that's what they called it when the kids played.
Oh.
So like the young kids league, they called it midget football.
Okay. Put it on them. Yeah. That's what it said on the paper. Okay, all I did was read the paper as a kid.
Well,
things were better when we were
Here's
young.
the other fucked up thing about how that league worked is that when you showed up, they would weigh you. And you'd get on the scale, and if you weighed over something, you could only play certain positions. And they would put a stripe on your helmet that basically meant you were fat.
Yeah. They didn't want you to be out there like being a running back and you weigh 20 pounds more than every kid.
Our league, if you were overweight, you had to go up with the older kids. So now you got kids that are like way smarter than you, and you playing with them because you bigger, but they got tricks.
Yeah.
They figuring out how to get you on the ground quick, They crack blocking already, and you like, yo, I'm really just trying to learn the sport. Heavy kid.
Oh, yeah. There's I remember in 8th grade, we played this team, and there was a kid on their team that had to be 15 or 16 years old. He had a fucking mustache, and his dad was on the side of the fucking sideline the whole game just screaming, "Hit him in the knees! Hit him in the knees!" And my dad was just like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
There would always be a kid close to the weight limit, and they would have to strip down to get weighed in. So there'd always be that moment where they'd be like, all right, everybody out the weight room. And then that one kid would have to strip down to their underwear to just weigh in for the game.
So there was
really
one
weird
loophole in the league that I played in to get somebody big to be able to carry the ball, and the tight end could catch passes or whatever. And we had this tight end that weighed 100 pounds more than any of the kids in the league, and he was our secret weapon. So they would throw a pass to him, and his name was Alex Shuttler. I remember him running down the sideline with 6 or 7 fucking kids just dragging on it, just carrying these fucking kids, man. He was just so much fucking bigger than everybody else. There was 2 kids like that. There's another kid, Dan Sturck, where in 6th grade he was 6'2", almost 200 pounds. I think he ended up going on to play for Michigan.
You think he getting a lot of bitches on Bumble? That's what everybody want on Bumble. I want a tall man 6'2". You think he killing it on Bumble?
Yeah, I don't know. I was I was laughing. I was trying to make a joke because
Rob, you know what he's trying to say, right? We got to get these tall dudes off the street.
Well, I feel like all the women on dating apps are really tall. They should call that Amazon.
That's right.
But
is that what's going on? Is tall women on these apps?
I think so.
Probably because they want tall men. And then, see, this is what women don't understand. When women ask for a man over 6'2", athletic, making all the money, every other woman want that too. So he getting pussy. Like, you know what I'm saying? He is fucking out here. He's for the streets. He is not for one woman if he got all them attributes. You know what I'm saying?
I'm out here providing a service.
Yeah, he out here like so they be like, I want a man like that. So that means that them guys are always gonna be cheating. They're always gonna be doing everything. Then they wait and they'll be like, well, I want to laugh and have fun now. They get to the point in their life they be like, I just want it better. I just want to have
you heard it here from Brad. If your dude's over 6'2", he's cheating.
Facts. I told you.
Yeah, the audience
agrees.
Rob Haze, 6'1". Just made the cutoff. You know what I'm saying?
That makes you kind of good. You're kind of good dude, man.
I'm a good dude. You know, what can I say? Hey, yeah.
Rob gonna watch romantic comedies with you, man. Like that's what it means. Under 6'2", you'll watch a romantic comedy with a girl.
I'm 13 going on 30. You know how I do.
So
We've taken this one off the rails. It's been fun.
I didn't think we was going to talk about football on this podcast.
It was great.
Well, it's hippie, not hippie.
When I saw y'all
thinking,
shirts, I was like,
I love that we're not
football.
talking about a bunch of hippie shit today. I'm happy to talk about sports and fucking rap or whatever. So I'm happy to talk about Fetty Wap.
Hey, you leave Fetty Wap alone.
You leave Fetty Wap alone. Yeah.
We're watching you.
Keep it out your mouth.
I bet I see no more Fetty Wap slander on Twitter, Instagram, not even on Clubhouse. You better leave Fetty Wap alone. Yeah, man.
So I was reading this morning that killer whales are sinking boats. They're like the one animal that has culture. So like killer whales, they live like in all the oceans of the world, and they all like do different shit, and they learn that shit from older whales. And there's a whale that sunk a boat, and they think that now it's teaching other whales how to sink boats.
How big is this boat now?
I mean,
I'm supposed to do cruises later on this year, so I'm not like I'm about to ask for more.
So not like cruise size, but they're so at first, how they started sinking boats is they would just ram it until they'd flip it over. But then today they learned a new method where they like bit a chunk out of the boat, and these boats are like sinking. And I was just like, how do you guys feel about that? Do you think that's a good thing? Or?
What kind of boat?
Yeah.
What kind? Is it a fishing boat? Are they taking their food away?
Yeah. They got a lot of fish on there. Yeah. If that motherfucker full of tuna, get it how you live, buddy.
But yeah, I think they might be figuring out how to.
The boat probably smelling so good too. They can smell all that ahi on that motherfucker. They be like, I can smell the ahi on this bitch. I'm finna flip the fuck up out of this.
But it's kind of interesting to me because they're one of the smartest animals on the earth, and they're like fighting back against fucking humans all of a sudden,
They should though. Like I said, it depends what kind of boat.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So you think it's a good thing?
I don't know, man. I watched that. I was during the pandemic. I don't know if you've seen it. It was that ocean documentary on Netflix, and they showed how people are literally ruining the ocean from every aspect. And it's like, if that's all they got to fight back, get them. You know what I'm saying?
Do what you got to do. Shout out to the whales out there.
With those boats, again, if they're getting food and they're just dropping boats, but then if they're attacking oil rigs and then they're spilling oil in the ocean, like how's that positive?
They're not fucking up like that kind of. Those are big.
Just ask
boats. These I'm talking. I think these are like 30-foot boats. You know, catamaran.
Like a dinghy?
Also, if they do one oil rig, they're going to go back and tell the other whales, hey, don't mess with the oil boats. Okay?
Yeah, that's killing them.
A lot of dead fish out there. They're going to blame it on Obama. Don't do it. Okay?
They're going to kill all our food. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
What's weird, though, is whales teach other whales how to do shit. So it's like, do you just let this whale go around teaching more whales how to sink ships?
Jesus Christ.
Or do you...
How you going to stop them?
How you going to find like agents? You trying to find Agent Zero.
You going to intercept whale communication?
They're going to put an indictment out on the whales. They're trying to build up a case on these whales.
And the whale out here trying to teach them stuff.
I know a RICO case when I hear it. that's a RICO case. I don't know. Y'all try to...
What's this in the sea? I don't know if there's much you could do, you know?
You think conservatives are going to be running around with T-shirts that just say, thanks, Orca?
Well, they would kill the whales that know how to do it.
Oh, wait, is it legal to kill a whale?
No.
That's all right to get involved.
But people start getting weird when you start sinking expensive boats. And if people start dying, you know.
But it's like, also, why you so deep? How deep in the ocean are you on this little ass boat, too?
All right, this is what we do. We get Jason Momoa to go out there in the boat. He can talk to the whales. No, he can talk to the whales. He Aquaman. You know what I'm saying? He figure out what they know, what they saying. He relay it back to us. That's what we got to do. We got to get Jason Momoa on the case.
This sounds like an episode of Are Orcas Hippie or Not?
Well, I think it's kind of a fun question because it's like, I don't know. Do you think we should kill whales? Or you're like, fuck yeah, whales are sinking boats. I don't know.
What if it's like cow tipping? Like they not doing it for a purpose. Like we don't cow tip for hamburgers. We just do it because it's like, I don't know. It's crazy you could knock a cow over.
You're a cow tipper?
I've never done it, but if somebody pulled over and was like, "Hey, you want to go cow tipping?" and then I see them do it and they form and everything looks achievable, then I might try it.
So
I'll videotape it. I'll be the one behind the camera. Get them, bro. You know?
I'm 90% sure that cow tipping is like an urban.
You think it's a
country
myth?
legend?
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
You think it's a myth?
You know some cow tippers?
So I lived in a cattle. I will say this.
You lived in a cow?
No, I said that incorrectly. I knew a guy that I never tipped a cow, but we definitely got into fields. You can get them to definitely like run after you. If you get too close to them and there's a bull in there, like you got to get the fuck out.
Okay, maybe that's how bullfighting started. Just some innocent cow tipping, and then it was like, yo, if you wear red,
it's money.
It's over for you, dog.
It's money in this. Like, people will come and see this. People start showing up just to see it. They're like, we need to charge people a nickel for this.
People don't even know.
But shit costs a nickel.
The running of the bulls started with them cow tipping, and then the bulls had enough, and they were like, we're gonna chase you through these streets.
So the practice of cow tipping is generally considered an urban legend, and stories of such feat viewed as tall tales. The implication that rural citizens seek such entertainment due to lack...
Yeah.
They're like, y'all explain what urban legend was before cow tipping.
It's your first rodeo with urban legends.
But it's the implication that rural citizens seek such entertainment due to a lack of alternatives is viewed as a stereotype.
Which is what these whales are potentially doing.
Wait, a stereotype? We didn't put cow tipping on anybody.
Yeah.
I'm from the city. It made it to the city. We heard about cow tipping.
That's funny though. That it's like they're like, yeah, people. They say country people are so bored. They do. Yeah, country people are bored as hell. It's like either cow tipping, you're hunting, having kids. I was about to say, having teenage kids.
My buddy had this cousin from the country, and what they did was they would go drive around with a spotlight on a truck, and they would shine it on rabbits. And when you shine a spotlight on a rabbit at night, it just freezes. And then somebody would run. This is fucked up. They would run and they would just kick the rabbit.
Well, at least they weren't killing it.
Rob, you want to chime in on this?
Hey, man, that's an urban legend. You know what I'm saying?
And an urban legend is a myth.
Oh, rabbit kicking?
Yeah. Rabbit punting, that's an urban legend.
I'm so country, and my mama got me, it was one Easter, my mama got me 2 rabbits for Christmas.
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
You had 20 next year for Christmas?
No. The motherfuckers, they got out. You know, because you know what I'm saying? They claws get long, and them motherfuckers will fuck you up. And then it's like, but yeah, they actually got out eventually. So I don't know. They probably dead now. It's 30 years later. So.
Probably got kicked to death.
Yeah, got kicked. Some hillbilly put a spotlight on them.
So, all right. Do you have a question you'd like to ask?
I think this is so far out of my wheelhouse. There's so much in my soul that's going wrong. It all feels so wrong.
Oh no, that's awful. That's horrible.
Yeah.
You know.
What you mean? You ride roller coasters, don't you?
I did like roller coasters.
Right.
but
Maybe
not
for
kicking
the
rabbits.
rabbit, it's a roller coaster.
Well,
It's the free fall. We don't know.
I love how Rob plays devil's advocate.
Maybe the rabbit's like, man, I can't wait. All the spotlight is on me, baby. It's time for me to go launching. T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, ribbit.
Yeah, ribbit. That's a frog.
Oh, my bad.
I do like the idea.
What do rabbits say?
Rabbits go.
I like the idea
Of a rabbit, though, if you just saw them where they normally got kicked, and then they're just hanging out in droves of just herds, hanging out under lights, just like waiting.
And that is like very like bored. That's some bored ass shit.
Have you ever heard a rabbit scream?
Oh, God.
No, I never heard a rabbit scream. I really don't talk to rabbits
that
like
everything
that.
the Donnie Darko movie was made
Is it a
about?
haunting sound? It is a very haunting sound.
I kept getting lost in there. I had to watch it so many times to even get through that. But
Sometimes I have so much empathy. Sometimes
Here's a
that
rabbit
dark shit fucks me
screaming.
up.
that sound like a real baby.
That's crazy.
So how did you record that when you kicked that rabbit at such a young age?
I got that off of YouTube.
Okay.
No, but well, I've heard it just because I grew up, like out in the woods and shit, and you'll hear, coyotes and stuff killing a rabbit, and they'll fucking scream like that.
You know, it's like, hold on, you somewhere when they call it coyote. You know there's a lot of them, and you in the buck. They call it coyote. It's like, whoa, we finished the word. It's a lot of them there. Oh man, coyote.
Call me coyotes.
Well, sometimes there'd be like 10 of them in the field by my house, just like howling, like close, and like.
We got coyotes in L.A. They just walking down the street and stuff. They just be chilling. Like it's crazy.
Motherfucker turn that to one of them homeless people turn into a pet in that motherfucker. Like, it's my coyote.
The only scary thing is when they get around babies. They get real weird around like babies and strollers and stuff. They start looking like they scheming, and it's like we see you. Cross the street. Get away. Get away from that baby.
Easy prey. Easy meal.
It happens like once or twice a year in Denver. I read about it where someone's like walking their tiny dog, and then a coyote tries to come kill their tiny. And usually the owners like fight the fucking coyote. And coyotes are small, but I don't know.
But they're still tricksters and smart. Like usually, when
they still can
gets...
bite the shit out of you.
Oh no, for sure. But usually, like when a coyote is away from its pack, sometimes they'll trick you. Like they'll act like they're injured, and then you'll get close, and you'll get. Maybe that's wolves.
There was like a abandoned building in L.A. that was full of coyotes, like a bunch of them. Just like it was during the pandemic. A bunch of it was an abandoned building, boarded up and stuff, and then some coyotes figured out that they could hide out in there, and then they started just having a little coyote apartment,
just moving units.
Squatters' rights.
Meanwhile, still people in tents, but coyotes figured out how to get their own place.
But hey, look, like I said, that's why I should think. They should let people just have some of them buildings like that, man.
Yeah.
Let them have them buildings, because Skid Row is a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we've got about 5 minutes left. I don't know. You want to get into some rapid fire questions here, AJ?
All right. So, in your vernacular, what are you more likely to use? Dude, bro, or man?
Oh, I'm all three.
I'm
All
bro.
three? Which would you use more
all
likely?
the above. It's bro.
Okay.
No. I'm asking, bro.
Bro, dude, or man? Which is more
man.
common?
I say man all the time at the end. Like I say, come on, man, after I make a strong point or something.
So you're like, hey, bro, look, dude, man.
Yeah, but I use them all. I use bruh probably way more than bro.
Yeah,
I don't know
bruh.
if those are
I'm
like
a bruh.
cousins or like, if they related or not. But yeah, I'm gonna go with man.
Okay.
I use dude if you fucking up usually. Like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Okay.
Like, dude, like what's going but I'm a bruh dude. Yeah, I'm a bruh kind of.
Okay. Do either of you own tie-dye?
I do not own tie-dye.
Okay.
I'm open to tie-dye. I don't want to buy tie-dye. I want to do it myself, but I never got around to doing it. And I'm 35, so it's just like, all right, when am I going to do it?
Okay.
And it's got to be in my color scheme. Like, I don't want, like,
What is your color scheme?
Man, really that. Is I like grays, army greens, black, navies.
These are not tie-dye colors at all.
I know, but they don't. In my tie-dye, that's what I want. That's what I gotta have. I did buy a tie-dye shirt that I made merch out of. And then, so I did do that. But
all right. Have either of you ever spent an excessive amount of time barefooted?
Not really.
Like going outside barefooted?
I don't know. My grandma wasn't going for that shit.
Outside of the shower?
We have sandals with socks going on over here.
My grandma, she was not letting me. If I took my shoes off at somebody's house that wasn't like family, she would get mad at me.
Outside of the shower, I got on socks.
Okay.
Like all the time I got on socks. Like if I don't have on socks, that means something happened to one of my socks. Of course.
You fucking socks?
Yeah.
I can't make my socks are too slippery. You know what I'm saying? These are like, but I can't fucking sock. I either put my shoes back on, my slides back on.
You gotta get those.
You fuck with shoes on?
Hey, goddamn it! I gotta have look. I'm too old to be giving bad dick, so I need grip. I need grip. I need to like. If you gonna tell somebody I did, you gonna be like, well, that fat boy fucks me. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I ain't getting no bad rep, so I will put them shoes on to get me deeper.
Okay.
I like it. You're like, yeah, I wear hiking boots.
Hey, you know, if I got hiking boots, it's real good. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, this one. Michael Jordan or Dennis Rodman?
It depends on what we're talking about. We're talking about going to Vegas.
So we don't deep dive into random, so you just whatever pops in your head.
We talking about world championship wrestling? Are we talking about,
we talking about ambassadors to North Korea?
Yeah, we talking about ambassadors to North Korea. Like, of course, Michael Jordan's my guy when you talking about basketball. But that, and when you talking about shoes, but pretty much that's it. Most other things I'm gonna align with Dennis Rodman. I don't know what kind of music Dennis Rodman listens to. I know Michael Jordan's crazy. He listens to Joe
Madonna
and Anita Baker and Kenny Lattimore before games and stuff. Yeah. So I'm kind of cool with that. With Mike having the ox. So
man. I think I like Michael. Like I think Michael, he did a lot of shit cool, but he is a lame to me. Like some things, a lot of things are how you handle stuff, but.
Real basketball nerd.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, chill.
Yeah, for sure. And then it's like, but I'll say I'll lean to Dennis Rodman more. I would rather hang out with Dennis Rodman.
Okay.
Right.
I'll say that.
Come get me out of Vegas.
Yeah. I'm gonna do two more, I think, quick ones, and then we'll make our decision. Do either of you burn incense or grow up around like burning incense for any reason?
I burn incense all the time. I buy incense on Amazon.
Okay.
I bought a big box of them. Yeah, that's how you got to do it. You buy a big box of them for like $15. You get so if I smoke a lot of weed, and you know what I'm saying, I'm renting, so I'm still, I'm renting still, so I'm in that motherfucker. I fire them up all the time, yeah.
Okay.
I burn the incense every now and then, but yeah, I'm not super pressed. If somebody has some incense burning, I'm not upset about it, but I'm also not like all the time having incense.
Palo Santo too.
You like Palo Santo?
Yeah.
Fuck, I hate that shit.
No, it's like
it's an endangered wood.
Hey, he just learned that.
Yeah, he learned that last week.
You fucking monster! You're ruining the rainforest.
Usually, like women I date bring that to me, so it's like this is an endangered wood too. So,
this is a new one. Prince or Michael Jackson?
Prince.
I love them both. I feel like I hate that they was pitted against each other. I think if they could have made something together, it would have been amazing. But I argue for Prince all the time. Michael Jackson gets a lot of love around the world. He's got multiple statues. Look it up. There's more than 10 in the world. But shout out to Prince, a child prodigy. That,
Michael Jackson cheat.
Played every instrument.
This is why Michael Jackson cheat. Because Michael Jackson has never done a song that couldn't be on the radio. And Prince, some of Prince's best songs cannot be on the radio.
Yeah.
Erotic City, one of my favorite songs
Yeah.
of Prince. And so that's why I say I like Michael Jackson, you couldn't beat him. Because he always, like he made some dope shit, but he also had 1 million producers his whole life. You know what I'm saying? And you had Quincy Jones and everybody that it was like, no, you're gonna have a great album. And Prince, he was a control freak. He produced everything and he produced other people, wrote for other people. He made other people popular. So
Do either of you listen to jam bands at all?
Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? That's not my favorite go-to. I'd rather hear some lyrics. I'm a lyrics guy.
Like which ones?
Dispatch, I've definitely heard them. What's another jam?
I guess Dispatch is kind of a jam band. Yeah,
But you've got like Allman Brothers, Floyd,
Fish, Grateful Dead.
I went Fish. When I went to Bonnaroo, they doubled headline, and so it was 1 million hippies out. You talking about hippies? It was like 1 million hippies out. But we was able to do Bonnaroo, and we had air conditioned tent, so we had all the Fish fans in there coming for refuge because they was on acid and tripping.
All right.
I listen to, like a lot of Def Jam. I listen to the Space Jam soundtrack. I listen to Jam by God, Pump Up the Jam by Technotronic.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah, those MTV jams. I used to watch that all the time. So, yeah, I got a lot of jams in me. I don't know about jam bands, but, I
like gospel music, actually. Probably it's in my top 3 for sure. I listen to a lot of gospel music.
Yeah. Do either of you collect crystals of any type?
Nah. I fuck with girls that collect crystals, though.
Or think that they have, do you think that crystals have powers?
After shows, people have given me crystals, and I keep them on me until I have a bad show, and then I launch it.
I love that.
Now, then I've used up all that crystal. I got to get it out of here.
Oh, so it's a finite resource, a crystal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have a question that might help us decide? I think I'm pretty close on my answer.
This is a tough one.
This is a tough one.
Do you guys ever meditate regularly?
Meditation?
I do meditate a little bit. I do. That's more something that I hear maybe in the last year or so that is like, I decide I need to slow down, take time, like listen to my body, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you get high and you can just like, your body can be like, all right, bro, you need to, I don't know. I have to do, like, I slow down a lot now, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I meditate a lot. I definitely do. Yeah. Especially when I'm high, especially, in the shower, after the shower, I'm thinking about different stuff.
You do yoga?
No, but I'm gonna get into it though.
I've done high yoga before. It was amazing. I got a mat and stuff. Sometimes I'll be on the YouTube.
Okay.
Yoga and with the YouTube.
I want the flexibility. I don't want to be some stiff ass old man that can't like walking, can't move.
That's why I do it with the YouTube. I can't do it in front of people.
No.
So
I can do it in front of I'm too
yet.
mannish to do it in front of a bunch of sweaty hot women in yoga pants. I'm like, fuck you. I am immature. I can't control my dick like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, got me fucked up. I'll do it at home too.
Well, shout out to you still getting excited and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I think them days for me might be gone. I think I could really join a yoga class and be straight.
Because I'm too mad. Like it's gonna be like if it's 20 of them, it's gonna be 5 of them. And I'm like, oh my.
I just see you in the yoga class and you're like, your dick gets hard and you go put your shoes on.
Bang bang. But no, yeah, it's just,
I understand what you're saying there. I go to yoga class and I stare at the ground a lot because I'll look up and see one thing and I'm like, this might be too gross.
I close my eyes the entire time I'm in there. I don't open my eyes unless I have to look at my drishti.
Yeah.
I'm saying, 'cause
if a camel toe gets too meaty in front of me,
I'm not doing that. That's what I'm saying. A hot, sweaty woman is fine. Like I love seeing women work out. It's
so
like fucking
this is going to come up. This is a fascinating question. Let's talk about body odor for a minute, like sweat, things like that. Does it bother you, or is it sometimes a turn on?
It depends. Like if you go on a hike with a woman, y'all go on a hike and y'all hit a peak. We can fuck outside in the mountains somewhere. It's just like the situation.
Yeah, you already got your good fucking boots on.
But, hey, look, I got referrals, so. But I could do it like that. But if like we leave, like if we like go out for dinner and she smell like we've been hiking, fuck no. Okay. Yeah, it's a difference.
I don't know. My nose isn't fully functional. Like I don't really. It's gonna take a lot for me to really just be like, oh my God. But that being said,
you can't smell well.
I don't like smelling bad. Like I don't like feeling sweaty. I don't like feeling like I'm giving off the bad smell. Everybody looking around like, who is it? I don't like being it. But yeah, my nose is not the best.
My nose is sensitive. I got a sensitive nose. I'm the opposite.
I got my answer. It was tough. I do want to say that this was one of the most difficult ones we've done because it was. Well, we can get into it later because mine changed later. I had one picked and then I went to the other.
All right, let's do it.
All right,
3, 2, 1.
Brad.
Yeah. And my main reason is because Rob was fucking yelling at me all the time.
You are anti-drugs. I don't understand how I lost because you trying to lock up people who are doing drugs. Why should I not yell at somebody who's trying to lock up T.O. and he don't even got the charges? Yeah. My hero, I just said this is the person I like from a distance, and you like, yo, get him off the streets. Don't let him do one more podcast with retired athletes. Get him and his abs in his 50s out of here.
I had Rob at the start. I will say that as the hippie off like demeanor alone, and then there were a couple things said at the beginning that I was like, okay, very accepting person. Also, no win or lose. It's just how we see it. But then
Brad out hippies me.
The Palo Santo definitely swung it, and then I didn't read a lot of the bios. I didn't want to dive too deep. When you said the thing about Bonnaroo, I remembered you being there, and then you mentioned Fish. You were okay with jam bands. The smell.
Yeah, you were hanging out with the mom, smoking weed, listening to Pink Floyd.
But as soon as you were like, I don't mind the smell of a sweaty woman. What's that?
Bonnaroo's in his backyard. For me, I gotta drive 4 hours to go to Bonnaroo. It's totally different. He's right there, stuck in the traffic. Like I might as well see what's going on.
This is the biggest thing I did for actually Bonnaroo. I knew I was gonna be out there, and I knew it was gonna be the Tennessee fucking sun. I worked out for 3 months straight, going on runs, work myself out. I'm like,
all right, Brad's got it. Working out for Bonnaroo is sick.
No, bro. I'm not gonna go watch
in the mud. Is crazy.
We was performing too, but
I gotta get ready for Bonnaroo, dog.
But look though. This is though. We did the average though. We was averaging 15 miles a day walking at Bonnaroo.
It's a huge venue,
and it's outside in the prime of Tennessee heat.
Yeah.
You walking 15 miles a day for we walked 45 miles. Over 45 miles there for 3 days.
I can add.
And there's not shade.
The 15 a day, 3 days.
That's the most I've ever done in my life, though.
Okay.
45 miles in 3 days. That's what I'm saying.
Nah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
And so I would have been in shape for that if I went just drop. Like I couldn't do 3 miles in this fucking elevation. You know what I'm saying? It would take me a long time to get it right here.
Is that a gummy bear tattoo?
Yeah, that is.
All right, I was just making sure it wasn't a Jerry Bear or whatever.
It's actually my face. Actually, it's the gummy bear.
What's a Jerry Bear?
Like
I know the Jerry Beads.
Grateful Dead Bears or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, that's what they called?
Dead Bears or Jerry Bears, things like that.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well, yeah, where can people find you guys?
Yeah.
At Rob Haze on everything, ROBHAZE. I just got at Rob Haze
on Twitter right before Elon Musk took it over.
Whatever. So, if y'all getting off of Twitter, I understand that, but still hit follow on your way out.
All right. Brad, how about you?
Yeah, it's
click on that button.
It's Brad Sativa on everything I care about. Just Brad, BRAD, Sativa, like to smoke. Yeah, and then other than that, do that. Watch my Don't Tell. We gonna have more shit dropping later on this year. I'm actually dropping a song later this year. It's gonna be a definitely funny song, but that's my new thing I'm working on right now.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for getting up early. I know everyone had a late night last night. And again, thanks for 10th Mountain for letting us stay here. And the Vail Comedy Festival for having us here. Happens every Memorial Day weekend. And be sure to like, subscribe, and get on the motherfucking board.